What's up, everyone? In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Facebook stock and deciphering whether or not this is worth a long-term investment. So Facebook, now known as Meta, has had a lot of hype around it over the past couple months, considering that they changed their entire company name to Meta. So we're going to take a look at it and let's get right into it. So before we take a look at their fundamentals, let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments down below. Do you like Facebook for the long term? Do you like their stock, but just not Zuckerberg? Let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments down below. I'm very curious to hear. But let's get right into it. Looking at their fundamentals, I'm going to be straight up with you guys. It doesn't get much better than this. Like, when you have a company growing the way Facebook is and making the money that Facebook is, it's crazy. So in terms of like a fundamental analysis, this is a grade A setup. Their revenue has been consistently growing year by year by year at an exponential pace. In 2020, their revenue was around $86 billion. In 2019, it was around $70.6 billion. I'm looking at the top right portion right here, and we can just see how their revenue is consistently growing. Now, it's one thing if a company goes from like $1 million in revenue to $2 million in revenue. That's relatively easy, but it's really hard for a company to go from $70 billion in revenue to $86 billion in revenue. Like, once you start putting up crazy figures, it's hard to continue to grow like at an exponential pace, but Facebook just finds a way to keep that growth going. If we scroll down and look at their cash flow, it's insane. Like, it is crazy. Cash flow is an extremely important aspect to look at when looking at a company's fundamentals. Basically, this cash flow allows them to continue to grow their business, and it's a very important thing to look at. And it's just continuously growing year by year by year, and this money just gives them more, I guess you could say, opportunity and flexibility to continue to invest in themselves and continue to innovate. So that's awesome to see. If we look at their total assets versus debt and everything like that, it's exploding. Like, there's no other word for it. They just continue to grow year by year by year. We can see their total debt is at $10.6 billion. Their net income is at basically $30 billion. So, like, they can easily pay off their debt if they had to, but they don't even have to. So it's like, if anything ever went like really bad, they can easily pay off their debt, no problem. That's awesome to see. Like I said, I mean, I'm not going to run through every single metric, but this is a grade A setup in terms of fundamentals, and they're continuing to grow. If we look at their price to sales ratio, it's around 7. I guess you'd say closer to 8, which is, it's not bad. So that's always good to see. Like I said, their fundamentals are grade A. It's awesome. They're also repurchasing their shares, which is huge. Looking at their stock price, like it's been struggling a little bit over the past couple months, but to be fair, a lot of growth companies have been struggling. So it's not necessarily Facebook's fault. Rates have also been rising, but that's just something to keep in mind. Facebook has earnings in a couple days. They have earnings on February 2nd. At the time of this recording, it is January 31st. So they have earnings in a couple days. I like this for a long-term investment. I like Facebook for a long-term investment. And the main reason for that is because of, one, their fundamentals are grade A, right? They're in a growing industry. And more importantly than anything else, the main reason I like Facebook is because they have shown and they've demonstrated that they can and they are willing to innovate. So much so that they straight up changed their company name from Facebook to Meta Platforms. They are positioning themselves now to be a dominant player in the Metaverse in the years to come. And that's what I like about them. On top of that, they know what they're doing. Like, just look at their revenue, their cash flow, their income. They know what they're doing. They're continuing to grow at a crazy pace. I really love how they're willing to innovate, especially with the Metaverse. But even when like TikTok was really, really going crazy and really blowing up, like, I know TikTok's still crazy, but when it was like really growing, Facebook saw that, hey, TikTok, they, have these very short video segments and, people love them, right? And basically what Facebook did is say, all right, well, we're not going to reinvent the wheel. We own Instagram, so we're just going to add Instagram Reels to Instagram. And now they're a competitor with TikTok. And then Facebook already has a bunch of people on Instagram anyway. So it's not like they're trying to reinvent the wheel. Like, they have a lot of huge assets and a lot of money to invest in themselves and put themselves in a dominant position, and they're willing to innovate. And that's a huge thing for me, because a lot of times when companies get too big, or they already they fail to innovate, and that can be a huge problem. But Facebook, that's not the case. Like I said, they're positioning themselves now for a dominant role in the metaverse. They're competing with TikTok. Of course, they have Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. They're a powerhouse in that sense. On top of that, they also own Oculus, which I've seen a lot of hype with Oculus lately. And on top of that, this virtual reality / Oculus will be huge for the metaverse and everything going on in the future with virtual reality. And even if we look at Google search trends, Oculus searches have been just exploding over the past year or so. It's insane. So Facebook, they're in a grade A fundamental position. They're growing and they're innovating, which is my favorite part about them. And their stock, it's kind of simmering down a little bit. Anything can happen with earnings. It's been a wild earnings season. We saw Apple, explode on earnings, and at the same time we saw Netflix and Tesla tank down on earnings, and then we saw Microsoft tank down on earnings, but then come back up. Same thing with Robinhood. So in terms of short-term outlooks on Facebook, anything can happen. Earnings are volatile, but for the long term, I do like this one. I think they're going to continue to have a dominant role in their industry and the metaverse and everything with social media. Their stock right now is bouncing off of a major support right around $300. There's a big resistance right around $350, but $300 and $350 are the main levels to watch for. Like I said, $300 is that main support. After $300, there's a little bit more support right around $290. And then after the $350 resistance, there's more resistance right around $384.33. So definitely keep that on your radar. Either way, they're a growing company. They know what they're doing. They know how to make money. They're continuing to grow, and I'm very excited to see how they'll do or what their fundamentals will look like in the next 5 to 10 years, because I think it's going to be pretty crazy. So I do like them for a long-term investment. Not going to lie, I'm kind of hoping they fall on earnings so I could buy the dip, but we'll see what happens. I do like them. And with that being said, guys, if you are looking to analyze any company like I analyzed Facebook today, definitely check out that first link in the description down below. Basically, you could type in any stock ticker and get access to 10 years worth of historical data, and you can see what is exactly moving that stock's price. This dashboard is brand new, and we have some crazy things in the works with this one. Hunter and myself are working crazy hard behind the scenes to add some awesome tools. Once you sign up, right now it's a one-time payment. The price is definitely rising in the future. Like I said, we have some really awesome things we're adding to this. So if you want to try it out, it's that first link in the description down below. You can analyze any stock within seconds, and it's awesome. So definitely check it out. With that being said, let me know what you think about Facebook in the comments down below. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching.